When I was a little girl, I used to ask my parents all the time for my own pony, and unfortunately, they were never in the position to let me have my own. So that I honestly think that's the reason why I do what I do now, is because when I was a lot younger and I kept asking my parents for a pony, I ended up drawing all my friends' horses and horses I'd see in magazines and things like that. And drawing for me always calmed me down so much. I was a really, really anxious child and teenager as well. And drawing just really, really helped me kind of settle my really anxious thoughts, my racing thoughts, and just gave me almost like this sense of purpose and clarity and just connection that I couldn't really feel with anything else. And it's nuts because somehow I've managed to forge this into a full-time job and a career, and it's something I'm still incredibly passionate about. Obviously, over the years, the business has changed so much, and I now spend a lot of my time teaching the medium of coloured pencil. But whenever I want to really just relax and do something just for me, the one thing I will always go back to are drawing horses. And for this piece, I really wanted to loosen up a little bit and change up my style a little bit. So I'm using pan pastels and graphite pencils combined with a black coloured pencil for the really dark darks. And you'll see me using a lot of different methods for smudging and for blending to get that really, really beautiful sort of like muscle contour, because that's the thing that I'm really, really after when drawing something like this. It's about the movement, it's not really about the detail. So I'm focusing on the shapes that I can see rather than actually every individual detail. So I'm putting down almost like a base layer of pan pastel, and then I'm going over it with some graphite to really get those dark contours in and smudging everything out to really make it soft and nice and blended. And then I'm using some erasers to go in and really remove some of the highlight and to really get some of those light contours in to create the muscle definition and the muscle structure. And again, this is the key thing when drawing anything like this. You don't need to focus so much on adding every single detail. You really do just need to focus on the bigger picture and the shapes you can see. And also another little tip I've got, especially for drawing anything like this, is to really make your edges nice and soft and blended. So you'll see they're not like blended out into the paper completely, but they're not, I haven't got any harsh lines. So keep your edges really, really soft. And that is one of my key components for drawing anything like this, or any sort of animal portraiture work for that matter. You will never ever see an animal or any sort of portrait have any harsh lines. And this really, really helps create the illusion of that soft, realistic, but also slightly out of focus effect. And makes it look like it's just not stuck onto the paper, which is, again, a really realistic, good result that I always try and aim to achieve. So this piece was a little study, and I had so much fun creating it. I honestly think that, I don't know, whenever I feel a little bit stagnant, as I said, I always have to go back to my roots, and doing something like this just for me was so much fun. I've recorded it all as a masterclass, so if you fancy learning how I drew this, then the link will be in the description bar below.